was scrolling down on social media, doom scrolling as always. I really should get some rest because these eye bags come from doom scrolling every single night. But if I don't doom scroll, I'm not going to bring you these outrageous news, because tell me why one of the leaders for March and March, I'm not sure if he's part of March and March or he was just riding along the rail coats of March and March. I no longer see him with March and March. But anyway, the leader of the so-called vigilante group March and March, Ngizwe Mchunu, was addressing a plethora of his people, his followers, his disciples. And he was addressing them the usual 30th of June, everybody must leave. South Africa is no longer conducive for the African migrant. It's no longer a safe environment for them. They must leave. The usual talk each and every day. But he said something that stood out for me, that got me gasping, that took the air out of my lungs. Guys, family, Ngizwe Mchunu said that South Africa was a clean state. There were no drugs, no crime, nothing. The youth was studying and everything was on track. The drugs were brought into South Africa by Nelson Mandela's third wife, Graca Machel, who's also the ex-wife of Samora Machel, the former president of Mozambique, who was assassinated by the apartheid regime. But anyway, yes. So Ngizwe Mchunu blames Nelson Mandela's wife, or Nelson Mandela himself, for bringing us drugs by marrying a foreigner who brought us nothing but drugs. Guys, check out this clip.
Ngendlela right ingenabuthi drugs ingenalutho ama-drugs sawaqala mhlazana no uMandela eganwa ayikwelekwele.
Ngizwe Mchunu. Oh my gosh. Oh my. No wonder the entertainment industry has blackballed this guy. He no longer gets gigs. Yeah, it makes sense. He just spews out nonsense wherever he can. Whenever there is a camera and a crowd of people and a microphone, just know that he's going to act a fool. And we've just seen it. Blaming someone who has fought for the democracy of this country, that went to prison for 27 years, so that you can have the freedom you have today, so that you can rub shoulders with the white people you so dearly love and adore. Blaming him for bringing destruction, blaming him for the downfall of this country, blaming him and his family for bringing drugs into the country. Unsubstantiated claims, by the way. Oh my God. This is ground for a court case. This is ground for a lawsuit, for a defamatory lawsuit. The Mandela Foundation can actually sue him for what he said. He also claimed there's a time earlier this year or earlier this month where he claimed that Julius Malema received 60 million rand every month from Nigeria. Nigerian drug lords are the ones funding EFF and Julius Malema. That's why Julius is always fighting for African migrants, protecting them, being their mouthpiece. It's because he gets drug money from Nigeria. That is what Ngizwe Mchunu said. But Julius Malema did not take that laying down. He did not take those claims laying down. He opened a lawsuit against him. He sued him for defamation of character. He sued him for defamation of character. He was in court, shaking, this leader of March and March, shaking, scared that he might spend time in prison. Julius Malema did us a big one. It just showed how small-minded these people are, how small they are. So big ups to Julius Malema for actually protecting his dignity and taking a stance against these Afrophobic, xenophobic attacks. Shout out to him. I'll always give him my honor and praises. Love him on this channel. The Americans love him. The diaspora love him. So yeah, he did take Ngizwe Mchunu for such wild claims. And today, this Ngizwe Mchunu person is still continuing with tainting people's name just so he can trend on social media. At this point, I'm even wondering, is this even about foreigners, or is this just about being famous and trending? Is this about chasing out foreigners, or now we are just talking for the sake of talking because quite clearly we are bored. We are bored. We are bored. The white genocide claims were not as entertaining and riveting. Now we are bored. We can say whatever, however, to whomever we like. And the Mandela Foundation, if I were you, I wouldn't take this line down. They claim that your father, the man that has raised you, the man that has not only fought for his family, but for the entire country to be what it is today, he is the reason why there are drugs, because he married a foreigner, a Mozambican woman, the wife of former president, the ex-wife of former president Samora Machel. She is the one that brought us the drugs. So according to Ngizwe Mchunu's little mind, according to Much and Much, I'm naming all of those three musketeers, according to their little mind, South Africa was squeaky clean. There was no crime. We were little good garden boys and girls for the Boers. We were perfect. There was no crime. We didn't even know what drugs were. We were infiltrated. We were so helpless, and now we are infiltrated. Mandela's wife is feeding us drugs. Yo, South Africans, you love yourselves, eh? You love putting yourself up there. You love acting innocent. You love acting like you are off white gloves. You are off white gloves. You are little angels that have never been tainted by crime. You are not even involved in crime. You don't even know what crime is. South Africa. You are the innocent one in all of this, and everybody's just wrong. That is crazy. That is crazy. Ngizwe Mchunu is like literally treading on thin ice. Like he's literally skating on thin ice. Those are some wild accusations. Those are some wild accusations, people. And hey, I guess we are here. We are just bored and saying anything just for the sake of trending on social media. It's sad. And it's crazy because the Zulu people, I'm saying Zulu, I'll keep on saying Zulu whenever I talk about the illegal or the migration crisis in this country, because they've made it a Zulu thing. I mean, they are out there in the streets holding their traditional spears, their headbands, their traditional clothes, barefoot, hunting African migrants down. I call it a Zulu national conundrum. It's funny because the Zulus always tweet and say that they don't listen to the president. They're not going to take their orders from the president. They're taking it from the Zulu monarch, Misi Zulu, the king of the Zulus, Misi Zulu. They are taking the orders from him. I mean, but I've never heard Mrs. Zulu speak bad about foreigners, but the Zulus are insinuating that their orders are coming from the royal palace, and he is the only leader that they will listen to in South Africa, and not the president. Maybe it has something to do with the president not being Zulu and being from Limpopo, and and seeing how the Zulus have actively been targeting Limpopo people, mistaking them for being foreigners because they don't speak Zulu, they don't have the Nguni accent. So yeah, maybe it has a lot to do with that. Our president is a vendor man, and they don't want a vendor president. They want a Zulu leader. So maybe it has a lot to do with that. But the Zulu king, the current Zulu king, he's a foreigner as well. He's a child of a foreigner. His mother's from Swaziland. He's also a kwere. He's also a foreigner. He's not fully South African. So why is he special? Why is he not leaving on the 30th of June? Mrs. Zulu Kazweletini, the king of the Zulu people, is a foreigner. He's not South African. So why is he not leaving? Why is he an exception to the rule? What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.